The Birth of Tragedy is divided into 25 chapters and a preface. The first 15 chapters deal with the nature of Greek tragedy, which Nietzsche claims was born when the Apollonian worldview met the Dionysian. The last 10 chapters use the Greek model to understand the state of modern culture, both its decline and its possible rebirth. The tone of the text is inspiring. Nietzsche often addresses the reader directly, saying at the end of chapter 20, "Dare now to be tragic men, for you will be redeemed." This type of exclamation makes it more difficult to take your text seriously. However, if we look beyond the flowery words, we find some very interesting ideas. At the same time, we are confronted with Nietzsche's enormous prejudice, particularly when deciding whether something is art or not. Nietzsche describes the state of Greek art before the influence of Dionysius as being naive and concerned only with appearances. In this conception of art, the observer was never truly united with the art, as he always remained in calm contemplation with it, never diving into it. Apollo's appearances were designed to protect man from the innate suffering of the world and thus provide some relief and comfort. Then came Dionysius, whose ecstatic feasts shocked the Apollonian man of Greek culture for the first time. In the end, however, it was only through immersion in the Dionysian essence of primordial unity that redemption from the world's suffering could be achieved. In Dionysus, man discovered that his existence was not limited only to his individual experiences and, thus, a way was found to escape the destiny of all men, which is death. As the Dionysian essence is eternal, whoever connects with this essence finds a new source of life and hope. Nietzsche thus shows that Dionysus is an edifying alternative to the salvation offered by Christianity, which demands that man totally renounce life on earth and focus only on heaven. Because, to achieve salvation through Dionysus, you need to immerse yourself in life now. However, although man can only find salvation in Dionysus, he demands that Apollo reveal the essence of Dionysus through his appearances. The choir and actors of the tragedy were representations, through which the essence of Dionysus gained a voice to speak. Through them, man was able to experience the joys of redemption from worldly suffering. These Apollonian apparitions also served as a bulwark against the chaos of Dionysus, so that the viewer would be completely lost in the Dionysian ecstasy. Nietzsche emphasizes that in true tragic art, the elements of Dionysus and Apollo were inextricably intertwined. As words could never delve into the depths of the Dionysian essence, music was the life of the tragic art form. Music exists in the realm beyond language, and thus allows us to rise beyond consciousness and experience our connection with primal oneness. Music is superior to all other arts because it does not represent a phenomenon, but rather the will of the world itself. Nietzsche sees Euripides as the killer of art, the one who introduced into theater the Socratic obsession with knowledge and the definitive trust in human thought. By focusing entirely on the individual, Euripides eliminated the musical element that is crucial to the Dionysian experience. Euripides removed Dionysus from the tragedy and, in doing so, destroyed the delicate balance between Dionysus and Apollo that is fundamental to art. In the second half of his essay, Nietzsche explores the modern ramifications of this shift in Greek thought. He argues that we still live in the Alexandrian era of culture, which is now in its last stages. Science cannot explain the mysteries of the universe, he writes, and thanks to the work of Kant and Schopenhauer, we must now recognize this fact. The time has come for a revival of tragedy that will sweep away the dusty remains of Socratic culture. Nietzsche sees German music, in particular Wagner, as the beginning of this transformation. Although German culture is decrepit, the German character remains strong, for it has a glimpse of the primordial vitality that runs through its veins. Nietzsche has great hope for the coming age and wrote this book to prepare us for it. Buy the book on Amazon.